So let me go through these skills really quickly. So you will get the whole idea of the game. So let me go to the feats first. Like unarmed, how much damage you do during the brawling skills. Melee, how much damage you do with, you know, all melee weapons. Ranged, how much damage you do with the ranged weapons. And defense, how well you can defend against, like, you know, any damage taken. The lock picking is your ability to pick the hardest locks. This is sneaking, you know how you can sneak without being noticed. Hacking is your basically it's something similar to the lock picking, but instead of, like, you know, breaking the doors, you can break the computers, like, you know, maybe get some information or something. That, well, that's how I understood this. Inspection is basically how far you can see. So basically it can be compared with, like, you know, perception in the Fallout 3, like how far you can see your enemies. And here is kind of the same, how far you can see, like, you know, the objects. And notice hidden details. And the research is basically your intellect and how you can, you know, if you can read, like, say, I put it this way, read the skill books, learn new abilities. Haggle is just lowering the price. It's a barter from the Fallout 3. Intimidate is your ability to scare somebody. Persuasion is your ability to persuade somebody about something, and seduction is, well, your ability to seduce. Well, I'm not exactly sure how exactly it works. Maybe like it kinda works, like, you know, with the opposite sex. Like I can seduce males, well, in my case, and, you know, get some additional info, like persuade the opposite sex, I put it this way. And soak is basically your defense against different types of attacks. Bashing is like against bullets and blunt. Lethal is against cutting, and aggravated is, you know, yeah, claws, fangs, fire, electricity, this kind of stuff. And let me get through the skills really quickly. Strength is how strong you are, and how strong you, well, in melee case. Dexterity is responsible for your sneaking and lockpicking, and stamina how long you can bear different attacks. Charisma is for the persuasion. Manipulation is for the haggle, even though I don't know how they can be linked. And appearance is for the seduction trial. And the perception is something similar to the Fallout 3 once again, is how basically you can see on a far distance. Intelligence is intelligence, how you can read the books and all this stuff. And wits are for the defense and for, like, you know, the programming, when you need some out of the box thinking. The brawl is self-explaining, how much damage you do during the brawling. The dodge, once again, is more also the defense, how much you can bear. Intimidate is intimidate, it's self-explanatory. Subterfuge is also self-explanatory, it's for the seduction trait. Firearms, how good you are with pistols. Melee, how good you are with the swords, pipes, all this stuff. Security, you're breaking locks. Stealth, being in the shadows. Computer, breaking computers. Finance is haggle. Investigation, how well you can see the details. And the scholarship, well, is also some kind of, you know, intelligence. And also every vampire has, like, you know, there are specific spells which are called disciplines. And you know, guys, I'm kinda planning to go heavily into the magic, and if it's somehow possible, I'll try to improve them all in the first place. So for now, I'm gonna go with improved animalism, so to summon more advanced guys. And let me see here really quickly. So we go with the strength and dexterity, here we go with the wits, here we go with the computer and investigation, here with the security and no, stealth, and the talents with the brawl. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, and as you can see, I was here before, and yeah, just for the testing matters. Okay, auto level is off, okay. So, and I don't want to skip intro because I actually never saw it. So that is it, guys, and let's just get started. The act of transforming the mortal into the vampire. Okay, I'm all attention now.
I want to show you something.
I hope it's not a porn. Looks like it's a porn, depending on your scream. Okay, it was a bad porn if she passed out. Okay, the jumpy... I don't like this jumpy camera. Mainly, I think... I know the reason, but... Ow, more glitches. Ow! Wow! That's what I'm calling an interference into the privacy, you know.
Good evening. My fellow kindred. My apologies for disrupting any business or interfering with prior engagements you may have had this evening. It's unfortunate that the affair that gathers us together tonight is a troubling one.
Okay, we are in a trouble.
The laws that bind our society, the laws that are the fabric of our existence, have been broken. As Prince, I am within my rights to grant or deny the kindred of this city.
No, this whole ceremony so far reminds me about the boring lecture when the students do everything they want to do, other than listening.
However, the accused that sits before you tonight was not refused permission. Indeed, my permission was never sought at all. They were caught shortly after the embrace of this child.
I'm kinda trying to understand who this guy reminds me about. Yeah, this one. Prince.
But as some of you may know, the penalty for this transgression is death. Know that I am
But what would you do?
And I am a servant to the law that...
Ooh, you're ugly.
Let tonight's proceedings serve as a reminder to our community that we must adhere to the code that binds our society, lest we endanger all of our blood. Forgive me.
For what?
Let the penalty
Ow,
commence.
more glitches. I like this sword.
Which leads to the fate of the ill-begotten progeny. Without a sire, most children are doomed to walk the earth never knowing their place, their responsibility, and most importantly, the laws they must obey. Therefore, I have decided that this is bullshit!
Okay, I like this guy in blue already.
If Mr. Rodriguez...
Mr. Rodriguez, okay. I love this Mr. Rodriguez.
And
apparently I owe him my life already.
And be granted the same rights. Let no one say I am unsympathetic to the plights and causes of this community. I thank you all for attending these proceedings, and I hope their significance is not lost. Good evening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not that much of the vampires attended this lecture, if I can say so.
Your sire, tragic, my apologies.
Sorry.
But you see, there is a strict code of conduct that all of us must adhere to if we wish to survive.
Okay.
When anyone breaks these laws, they undermine the well-worn fabric of our centuries-old society. Understand my predicament. Allowing you to live makes me directly responsible for your subsequent behavior. So, what I'm offering is not generosity, but the opportunity to transcend the fate woven by your sire. This is your trial. You will be brought to Santa Monica. There you will meet an agent by the name of Mercurio. He will provide the details of your labor. I've shown you great clemency. Prove it was more than a wasted gesture, fledgling. Don't come back until you do. Good evening.
Well, I'll try. Kindred, the race of vampires as a whole or a single vampire. Okay. Oh, and yeah, this is just VICD. Okay.